How about you? Because I don't feel part of it at all, the whole fame thing and celebrity thing. I mean, I really don't. When I was lucky enough to get my first American film, and then it all went mad so fast for me, and I had a period of maybe 5 or 6 years of incredible fame and being, recognizability and all that, and it was madness. And that's since gone. A few films that didn't quite work at the box office. And I'm really, God, having films that are seen by audiences, if they're good and they connect, is a wonderful thing. But I'm glad that period of madness is over for me in my life. I don't feel part of what people could, if they bothered to waste 30 seconds and think of my life, they could imagine my life to be, i.e. parties and red carpets and all. 2 or 3 times a year I may stamp on a red carpet and do some interviews or do this kind of thing. I've never done this before, but outside of that, social media I don't have, and I feel very outside of it. Do you live in London?
I live in London, yes. No, I'm in the same kind of boat.
I was going to say,
I'm more left alone than I was.
Yeah.
Which is absolutely delightful.
Yeah, same.
But here's a penetrating question.
Yes. I feel like I should cross my legs tighter.
Well, funny, I was thinking when I watched, you should, someone sent me some links for this program, other people doing this program. And it's lots of actors talking to each other and talking about acting in a very deep and serious way.
Yeah, yeah.
And do you think acting is a kind of goal in itself and almost a quasi-religious experience, and it's like therapy, and you're trying to please your fellow actors, or do you think it's just a tool for entertaining people?
I think all the above. I think it can be quite often a different thing for the actor than it is for the audience, but I think if there's an experiential symbiosis between what the actor is experiencing in their own lives and internally and what the audience is experiencing in purveying the work that the actor presents, I think that's a state.
Yeah, I agree with that.
That's a state of grace.
But if you had 2 scripts on your desk, and one was almost certain to be a big smash hit because people would really be entertained by it,
right?
But the part's kind of 8 out of 10,
right?
Then you have one where no one's going to see this outside San Sebastian Film Festival, but the part is 10 out of 10,
right?
Which do you choose? It
depends. Honest to God, being a dad of 2 boys, and that I want to be able to support and stuff, and it's a bit complicated as well, which I won't get into. But you should have made it more interesting by saying 6 out of 10. The one that's going to be seen by everyone. Let's say 6 out of 10 is the part, maybe 5 out of 10. There's a world where I'd still do that. I have a really healthy appreciation for the nature of commerce of the film business, and my personal proclivity and thereby inclination is to be drawn genuinely to smaller, more intimate stuff. Things I've done like Ondine or In Bruges or The Lobster, stuff that usually has a budget between 5 and 10 million, but the characters, because they don't have to find such a big audience, the characters have a greater sense of specificity to them, and maybe a greater internal struggle that can find avenues of emotional or intellectual exploration that the $100 million, $150 million films maybe don't afford, just in how they're crafted. And you can go, well, you should still bring the same level of attention. You do, but Total Recall will not allow you to do the same level, or maybe I'm just not good enough, the same level of or at least attempt to find the same level of specificity and depth. It doesn't want it of you, it doesn't need it of you, that kind of film. But I think I have my own version of a healthy appreciation for both, and I love doing action films. Like, I've done 3 or 4 dramas in a row now, and I kind of said to my agent last week, I wouldn't mind finding something like John Wick, something that had a kind of an aesthetic beauty to it and a particular style, but was more commercial and maybe more physical and stuff like that. What about you? I mean, it's a job.
Well, I agree with almost everything you've said, but I sometimes think we are in slight danger of disappearing up our own arses, actors, and that really we should be there to entertain people, and we shouldn't forget that. It's an entertainment business.
Yeah.
And if you're not entertaining people and you're only really pleasing your peers, so that you get recognition and awards and things, then I think it can become a fraction masturbatory.
That would bore the hell out of me if I was, and I know there is a part of me that wants to be liked, and there's a part of me that wants my peers to think that I'm decent at what I do.
Yeah, of course.
Absolutely. Yeah. But to kind of blindly pursue that, or to have that be the thing that conditions how I choose roles, would be terrible. It'd be so boring to me.
I was very young for a man. I was 25, 26. And I felt young in retrospect. And I'd only done a few films, and I was feeling so like in the right place.
Yeah.